What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mike coming back with another video. This time a little bit different. I'm just going to be focusing on one set as well as laying out my plans for it. And this is, which I'm sure you are already shown in the thumbnail and title thing, whatever it's thingy called, Ford at Fox. And as far as I know, this set isn't like hugely out of print or costs a lot of money. It cost me like 30 something bucks, like half a year ago or something like that. I got it, I think, off of Amazon or eBay. Yeah, I think Amazon. And it's 24 movies of John Ford at Fox, I'm assuming. But they're all DVDs. It's unfortunately not a Blu-ray set, but that's all right. And it comes with a couple other stuff that I'm going to show you here in a second. I'm going to switch over to the overhead view. But just to give you a quick look, I meant to do that. It comes with a book, and behind the movies. So before I go and show it off to you, I just want to talk a little bit about it. Essentially, the reason why I got it is because it's John Ford. John Ford is such a giant in, I'm not even going to say just American cinema. In cinema in general, he is one of the most influential, one of the most early influences. Stretching back to like probably after D.W. Griffith, I would say is probably John Ford is definitely up there in terms of being the next master to take over and hugely influence who came after him. But I'm getting ahead of myself because I got a drink. This time it's gonna be Johnny Walker Black. This is so interesting to watch. I don't know if I'll cut this out. Probably. To Hitch. So he isn't just directly influential. He's indirectly influential for a lot of people, especially people who they don't know that they were being influenced by him, because someone who he influenced a lot was Akira Kurosawa, who was, if I remember reading correctly, was 4 at the time that John Ford had started making movies, because he was 18 when the World War II kicked off, or when Japan invaded Manchuria. So he was watching John Ford movies, and you see that influence. You see it in his big sweeping vistas and composition at times. He had other influences, but definitely John Ford was up there as a cinematic influence on Kurosawa. And of course later, especially American directors, certain Mr. George Lucas, influenced by Kurosawa and made Star Wars. So he's up there. And so I think any director, anyone who wants to direct especially, needs to study John Ford. And unfortunately, I say this as I am failing to do that, because the only John Ford movie I've ever seen so far, as far as I can remember, is The Searchers, which is why I got this box set to kind of remedy that. Now, it doesn't have all of it doesn't have his big, name movies. It doesn't have The Quiet Man, or I think he directed Who Shot Liberty Valance. Oh God, I hope I got that one right. But he's got a lot of other like major movies that he's made you know, besides Searchers, which isn't in this box set as well. So there's other stuff to study, you know. But I think that box is probably one that's going to be very useful, especially because it has earlier movies and just lesser well-known movies in there. So let's go and take a look, shall we? All right, so this is the box right here. I took off the little belly band thing, whatever it's called. And so as you can see here, it's a hard cardboard cover, but kind of loose in a bit. It's not super hard. The inside thing fell off. It's over here somewhere, so I got to super glue that on. But just to show, this comes with a nice thick booklet. Unfortunately, not so super full of like essays or anything like that. Like, this is not something that like a boutique label would put out. You know, it shows all the movies, and you know, it does have some written stuff, but it's also a lot of stills from the movies themselves. You know, as you can see here, Mr. Ford. And I'm sorry that I can't get all of this because because I'm incompetent. But I think that's so you guys can see pretty good. Four Sons. A lot of these were novel or short story kind of adaptations, I believe. Ford at Fox timeline releases. That's got to be like more than 24, so it looks like not all his Fox movies are on here. But here's where it gets into the movies themselves. And as you can see, a lot of stills. I'm not going to go through every single page, but just to show you guys a little bit of what's going on here. Also behind the scenes, you can see him rocking the shades like a G. My Darling Clementine. Oh, that is a nice picture right there. So that's the book. Well worth getting for just that. But on to the movies. And about half of these, I want to say, are just the movie themselves, and a lot of these have double-sided. Let me make sure that it's in focus. All right, so I think that's more in focus. At least I freaking hope so. So again, a lot of these are single discs. They don't come out with double sides, just the movies themselves. Interestingly enough, they decided to go with Iron Horse in 2 separate discs rather than, you know, single discs. So this is Grapes of Wrath, and side A has the movie, and side B has the supplements. And same thing over here with My Darling Clementine. Side A the movie, side B supplements. Whereas Iron Horse has one theatrical version and one US version. And the way these come in is they have this kind of almost spongy, you can kind of feel it, weird, sticky thing. I don't know how to describe it, but Criterion last year released a movie, I think I want to say it's My Lady Eve, although I'll correct myself, where it had this to hold the movie in place and it was tearing up booklets or whatever. So Criterion re-released it with a better package, but this is what it has. This is what's holding all of these movies. So just to count them. Oh my gosh, I'm so OCD, you guys. Iron Horse, Grapes of Wrath, My Darling Clementine, which I have the Arrow edition, so I won't be watching it from here. Just Pals, Four Sons. Down here is Hangman's House, and side B is Three Bad Men. Side A of this movie is When Willie Comes Marching Home, and side B is Up the River. Next is Four Men and a Prayer, with Seas Beneath on the other side. And this is Judge Priest with side B, Dr. Bull. Side A of this is Born Reckless, and B is Pilgrimage. The World Moves On. Then Steamboat Round the Bend, which I think I remember reading is one of the good ones, as well as The Prisoner of Shark Island, based off of a real story. And this interested me a lot when I first opened this. This is the Young Mr. Lincoln, the Criterion Collection DVD. And so it looks like they just, because Criterion had, I'm assuming, restored it, they just decided to buy, however many boxes they printed, discs of that movie from Criterion to just provide in here. And it doesn't come with the bonus. So this, I looked it up. This is just the movie, and the Criterion DVD of this movie has another DVD that has the supplements. So for these people, unfortunately, people who don't know about Criterions and bought this box only have the movie, and that's it. This other disc is Wee Willie Winky, and one side is a tinted version and the other side is black and white. And I believe this is our last thing, is Drums Along Mohawk, Tobacco Road, How Green Was My Valley, which is supposed to be really good, and What Price Glory. And that's it for the films. The last bit that's in here is, I don't want to bring it up too high and bring it out of focus, but it comes with a book about the Iron Horse. Looks like some sort of playbill with facts about it. This is actually really awesome. Same thing with Four Sons. Production notes, writings. Ain't that a little creepy? Why do these guys have blue teeth and dead eyes? And then these are thin sheets. Let me see. So this is, I'm assuming, where they printed all of the, technical information about these movies. With the last thing being, I'm assuming, it came out was a Becoming John Ford documentary, tracing the career of the director who defined American cinema. A new documentary by Nick Redman, director of A Turning of Earth, John Ford, John Wayne, and The Searchers. And if you want to pause that and read that at your leisure. That's the box set. Amazing. All right, so that is the box set, and now that I'm holding it up here, this is a thick boy. Look at that. This is a heavy, thicky thickums right here. So because I alluded to earlier, this is so what I alluded to,
that you
what I had alluded, motherfucker. So what I alluded to earlier was that this was, I was showing this also for the future. So essentially, my plans are, I'm going to watch one movie of this a week, and then I'm going to do a quick just reaction to it. No study. Definitely don't feel like I'm in a position to like break down these movies or explain certain things to you. My point, what I want to do is just watch, react, watch, react. And then maybe a couple years down the line, after I got more experience, better at noticing things and analyzing movies, maybe I will rewatch, the whole thing and give other further thoughts. Maybe by then I will be more learned in Mr. Ford and be able to explain certain things or amend certain reactions or thoughts and stuff like that. But definitely one movie a week. I don't know yet how I want to start in terms of maybe oldest to newest or just whatever was, first, just all the way up to the back. So that's my plans, leave it in the comments below if what you guys think, how you think is the best way for me to proceed. So I'll give some time. So next week is when I'll start, just to give some time people to watch the video and then give their thoughts. But I don't expect, all of these to be bangers, to use the parlance of our times, but it's John Ford. I'm expecting it to be at least well crafted, directed, and we will see where it goes from there. So this is me signing off, and I hope y'all having as good a time as you can be during these times, watching good movies, watching bad movies too, because that can be important. And I'll check you guys later.